Wow, indeed. And welcome this morning. Welcome to this place. Welcome to Minnesota Valley UU Fellowship. This place, this time, this gathering of people of all ages this morning. People of all kinds of ideas about what it means to be alive, to be part of creation, to love, to fear, to hope, and to turn hope into action. Welcome, whether this is your first time with us, your third time, your 300th time, I don't know, 3,000? Some of you have been around a while. Welcome to this Sunday morning worship where we try to figure out what it means to be human together. I'll let you know when we get the answer. My name is Chad Snyder. I serve this congregation as its ministerial intern, and I thank you constantly for that opportunity. Bringing this service to life today with me are Maureen Murphey, Nicole Collins, and Lark Lewis will be leading us in music, hopefully with some help from some kids. And all of you. Richard, as always, is running tech so that all of this looks easy. And, of course, all of you. I mean, I would do this and talk without anybody out there, but it looks a little weirder, and it's nicer to have you all here with me. We did that in Zoom, and it was less fun. I don't know which team is on hospitality today, but there is a hospitality team. They greeted you. There will be treats downstairs. All of this is what it is to worship together. And now, for our chalice lighting, we're going to do something a little different. Nicole has been singing with the kids downstairs, and they have a lovely welcoming song. So kids out there, come on up. Come help Nicole teach the adults the opening the door song. Come on, 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 come on.
You might not be familiar, but it sounds like this. Open the door, step right inside. Welcome to this place where love and hope will abide. Reach out your hand, I'll welcome you in. It's so good to be together again.
Let's do that again.
One more time. Open the door, step right inside. Welcome to this place where love and hope will abide. Reach out your hand, I'll welcome you in. It's so good to be together again. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I know we just sang, but we're going to sing again. So our opening hymn, that was not even our opening hymn. That was just cool. Our opening hymn this morning is number 346, Come Sing a Song With Me, which I think the kids have also been working on, but it's also one of my favorite hymns. So, do we have song leaders, or am I going to do it? I'll do it, but you'll regret it.
There were three of us. Remember, you and
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find.
Now, don't go too far, kids. We're going to have a story for you pretty soon. But first, the Dr. Asia King, I was at a conference where she spoke. She's local. She said this thing that jumped out at me, and I wrote it down. When we feel like the issues of others don't belong to us, that's when we're in trouble. Part of the promise this community makes to each other, to itself, is that we will take the time to know each other's troubles and each other's joys, so that we're in a little less trouble. I'm not going to promise we're not in trouble. But we share these moments each week of joy and sorrow, of possibility and hope. If you have a joy or a sorrow that you would like to share here this morning, if you are here in the sanctuary, an usher will bring you the microphone. Please state your name and share your joy or sorrow briefly. If you are online on Zoom, you can put it in chat, and Richard will share it here with everyone in the sanctuary. Are there joys and sorrows here this morning? While you're,
Hey, Liv, my joy was watching Will and Harper here last night, and the discussion it caused. I've definitely had some continued discussion this morning too, which is really awesome.
There were more than 30 people here to watch the movie, and a good chunk stuck around to talk about it afterward. It was a blessing to see and to watch the movie. If you haven't seen it, watch the movie. It's on Netflix. Maybe have some tissues handy. Are there any other joys or sorrows? Up front here.
Hello, I'm Marge Lorraine, and I live in a condo. And I just want to tell you that there's like 50 women in the condo that were all writing postcards to Mr. Trump. And we're all sending them on March 15th. And we're hoping that there's tons and tons of postcards going to Mr. Trump. And one of my first ones was, "Dear Mr. Trump, please understand that we don't understand you, but I want you to know that we're coming for you."
All right. Your ministerial intern, who's also a lawyer, is a little twitchy about that one.
Could be perceived as a threat. I have both a joy and a sorrow, although the sorrow is also mixed with a joy. The joy I'll start with is my son, Gabriel, turns 21 this week. I can't believe it. So that's the joy. And the less joyful side, Gracie, who most of you are familiar with, has been struggling with an eating disorder. And so she just entered treatment this week. And I share this with her permission, as she says, because she is still the wise sage that she is, that she doesn't want to play into the stigma around struggle and mental health struggles. And so she's open about this with everybody now that she's kind of moved out of denial. But she started a treatment program this week where she will likely be intensively working for the next couple of months. So I do believe in the power of prayer. I know not everybody here does, but I will accept any and all prayers and energy for strength and her awareness of the support that surrounds her all the time. Also,
is she the same daughter that won a championship?
Yes, and also just to share, it's really common. I mean, first of all, eating disorders are so common in young people, and it's a growing problem. I also struggled with an eating disorder when I was her age, so this is kind of hitting very close to home, and I'm so proud of her and so inspired by her, just who she continues to be. And she is many things. This is just one aspect of her, but just that it is such a common struggle, and that one of the things I've been contending with is the feeling of, as much as she and I have a very close, open, loving relationship, and I knew some of the feelings that she was struggling with, it's only in the last probably 6 months that this has been on my radar, and what's coming to light is that this has been a struggle for her for much longer than that. And so I think it's important to talk about and to move out of shame of. So, and I'm a live out loud, let everybody see my life kind of person, so I'll share that with all of you. Thank you.
See a couple in back here. Addie?
So I have a joy, and my joy is that yesterday I had a gymnastics meet, and it was the last one of the season other than state, and it happened to be on that last one of the season that I qualified for state, which went pretty well, so yeah. And also, not only that, but I also got second place on vault. So that was a good meet for me as well. So yeah.
Matthew, did you have your hand up? Oh, there's somebody else. Oh.
School's almost out, and on spring break there are going to be tryouts for a version of The Little Mermaid.
Matthew Snyder. First and foremost, thank you for the wonderful film last night. Will and Harper was a joy to share with the congregation. There is a few joys from yesterday that I'll share. One of the joys was with the help of some other people in my building, we're going to essentially have Antonio essentially make baked goods and then sell them to neighbors for $1 each so that we can kind of foster his baking curiosity that he has at the moment. And we are in the process of trying to figure out how to get him a pirate ship bed, because that has been his requirements to transition to his own bed. So we've been trying to figure that out as well. Thank you so much. Here we go.
Hi, Leslie McNeil. I just want to express a concern for Nan and Glenn. Glenn is in the hospital and he's going to be having a procedure maybe today, but if not today, then tomorrow. And I just would ask that everybody have them in their prayers.
I'm Jody, and I just have a quick joy to share. Not only did I enjoy the movie last night, but I also had a chance to reacquaint myself with a former second grader of mine who's a 26-year-old nephew of Nikki. And we walked in at the same time, and he goes, "Jody?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "It's Dustin Dotman." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So anyway, I sat with him at dinner and chatted, and it was just wonderful. So a great opportunity and a wonderful film as well. So.
You have something online, Richard?
We have Laura saying my joy is community night last night, great food and a great movie. Heidi is saying Gracie is very fortunate to have so much support, sending love and support. And Kai is saying very grateful that my spouse has come through her hip replacement well and is recovering at home with me. And last, Laura is writing, Antonio made some great strawberry muffins.
Breathe. Welcome to this place where love and hope will abide. Can you feel every time we do this the sense of love and support and hope in this room? Across the internet even. It worked even when we had to do this on Zoom. We can feel it in here. So let us hold in our hearts, in our souls, in our minds, all the joys and sorrows that have been shared here today. For birthdays, 21 years. For the bravery of a girl to face openly eating disorder, not to hide. For the gathering to celebrate trans people. To confront the government, to tell them we're still here. Maybe not that we're coming for them. Qualifying for state, tryouts for a play, a budding baker. I'll buy something for $1 there, Antonio. And the fear of a loved one, a member of this community in the hospital, and the possibility of a return to health and well-being. For the sudden loss of a loved one and the birth of another. Reconnection. All of these joys and sorrows, and all of those that are held close to our hearts, that maybe we don't want to share here. No two. We hold you. Now, let us sing that benediction to each other, that blessing, that prayer. I have a few announcements about what's going on here in this community today and over the next week or so. Following the service this afternoon. Time is so weird, I do not approve of this daylight savings time. Following the service this morning, starting point, Laura will lead in the fireside room. That is for anybody who is a newer member who is interested in the church, in the possibility of membership, what that looks like. Laura will answer your questions and give you an overview of it. That you can have time to go downstairs, get some coffee, get some of those treats, and then come on up. Steve Vincent will be leading meditation for Wednesday's midweek centering space at 5:30 on Wednesday here. Greg Kirkwood is leading a Thursday listening circle at 11 a.m. Everyone is welcome to come for friendship and support. The Humanist Group I will lead next Sunday after the service, March 16th. We will be discussing Reverend William Murray's blending of humanism and religious naturalism. I have a short reading that I can share with you, the introduction to that book. If you are interested, please let me know. You can email me. My email is on the website, or try and catch me after the service. But you're better off emailing me. I'm more likely to remember that. And then I will shoot that to you. It's a short reading, I promise. Easy to read, not hard homework. And you don't have to read it to come. So please join us for that. Next Saturday, you can join the Wicca Church of Minnesota here to celebrate Ostara and the coming of springtime. The days are getting longer, the soil will soon thaw, maybe already is. It's not time to plant, but start watching for tulips to begin emerging. So in Ostara, we remind ourselves it's still a few weeks before the trees start leafing out. It is time for patience and planning. So the service will be next Saturday here. There will be a gathering at 6 and the ritual at 7, and there is a potluck to follow the ritual. And I know some of you have been to some of the services or rituals with the Wicca group and have found it really meaningful. I think that is a great connection to another powerful faith tradition. So if you have the opportunity, please do take it. And now I have a stewardship update. This says Alexander and Candace. I see Alexander. So Alexander.
Hi, everybody. What's up, Alex? About a year ago, Jim and I started coming to this church, this fellowship, and it was our second week here when we heard that the following week was New Member Sunday, and we were like, well, we better pledge then so that we don't have to wait 6 months for the next one. We were the UU equivalent of U-Haul lesbians. And full credit to Candace for that joke. I'm not that clever. But we knew really quickly that this was a community we wanted to be a part of. And it was absolutely the right choice. We have found so much home here with everyone, and this community is really important to us. And so that's why we pledge. That's why we're raising our pledge a bit for next year, and why I baked fresh sugar cookies this morning for anyone who wants to turn in their pledge today. We only have about 25% of the pledges in, so let's get them in, please, so we can budget for next year. But yeah, I'm really honored to be here with all of you, and I'm really honored to be serving you all on the stewardship committee, so thank you very much.
Awesome.
My name is Holly Bruce, and I serve this congregation on the board.
What's up, Holly?
I'm about to tell you. I thought I could wing this, but I decided to keep it quick and short. I give because I need to have a place to go, to feel welcome and to belong. It's not just about the money. It's about having a place to see people, to talk about things and feelings and issues, and maybe to learn something. And it's a place to do some work, too. As you know, the annual meeting is coming. The nominations committee is busy trying to find people who will do that work. Please listen to them when they call. It's a really good way to get involved. Your money is welcome. Your time and your talents are priceless. I know that a lot of you know that I wasn't here last week. I was on a cruise with some old friends. And one of the things that they do on cruises is that they have a moment where they honor the veterans who are on the ship. And as the orchestra or the band played all of the different music from the different parts of the armed services and ended with the national anthem, I was sobbing as to what is going on with our democracy. Please remember that in your prayers.
Each month, we share half of our Sunday collection with a community partner. This month, that partner is Oasis for Youth, which brings together volunteer and financial support of the local community members churches, civic organizations to connect youth who are experiencing homelessness or are at the risk of homelessness to services and support. Here in the sanctuary, the ushers will come forward with baskets, or you may use the QR code on the order of service to make your donation.
pictures and everything.
Pictures and words.
Thank you. All right. Forget I said it. Anybody else? Come on. We have space on the floor too. You guys are probably better at that than I am. I want to sit on the floor.
The title of this morning's story is Rita and Ralph's Rotten Day. In two little houses on two little hills lived two best friends. Every morning, Rita and Ralph would open their doors, step outside, close their doors, and run down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill. They'd meet under the apple tree and high-five, pinky shake, do a cha-cha-cha, play zombie tag, and make daisy chains. Then one day, they played a new game, sticks and stones, Ow, yelled Rita. Uh-oh, Ralph froze. That was bad, really bad. So they ran away. Down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill. They opened their doors, raced inside, and closed their doors. Rita was mad, and Ralph was sorry. So Ralph opened the door, stepped outside, and closed the door. It was 100 years to Rita's house, but she was his best friend. So Ralph went down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill. The long walk made Ralph a smidge grumpy. "I'm sorry," he barked, but he didn't sound one bit sorry. So Rita did not open the door. "Rah," said Ralph, and off he stomped. Down the hill and up the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill. He opened the door, stepped inside, and closed the door. Now Ralph was mad, and Rita was kind of sorry. She opened the door, stepped outside, closed the door, and ran down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and up the hill. And as she ran, she thought about Ralph and that rock. And just thinking about it made her mad all over again. "I want my pine cone back," she shouted. Ralph opened the door and closed the door, and Rita tromped down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill. She opened the door, marched inside, and slammed the door. Now Rita was mad, and Ralph was mad, and Rita was sad, and Ralph was sad. And in two little houses on two little hills, no one slept a wink. It had been a rotten day. Just when it seemed that nothing would be right again, it was a new day. Rita and Ralph opened their doors, stepped outside, closed their doors, and went down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill. "I'm sorry," said Rita. "I'm sorrier," said Ralph. And they meant it. They did a high five and a pinky shake and a cha-cha-cha and played zombie tag and made daisy chains, because best friends always find a way to meet in the middle.
All right, stick around, kids. You can help us sing. This is an easy one. I don't know if the kids know it. Some of the kids taught the adults a song. Now we're going to help teach you a song if you don't know it already. This is number 188. Come, come, whoever you are. All right. Are we going to do this in a round?
In round.
Yes.
In rounds. All right. So who's going to sing with who?
Will you let them know that we'll do it one time in unison?
All right. So,
Two times in a row.
all right.
And this is one group, this is the second group, this is the third group over here.
We're going to have three. You guys are...
Three.
All right. So we're going to do it all together. And then this group's going to start with Leslie. The middle here, Lee. Last group was Karen. All right. This is going to work great. Take it away.
Whoever
So I've got another story to start things off here. One day, the Buddha sat down next to his son Rahula, and he handed him this small mirror. Not this specific mirror, probably. And he asked him a question. What is a mirror for? Asked the Buddha. Rahula knew the answer to this one. A mirror is used for reflection. Now, I said Rahula knew the answer to the question, and what I mean is Rahula knew that was a right answer. But he also thought it probably wasn't the answer his father was looking for. See, the Buddha was a great teacher, one of the wisest teachers ever. And Rahula knew that. And Rahula knew that when a wise teacher asks a question that seems like it has an obvious answer, the teacher probably isn't looking for that obvious answer. And Rahula knew something else. Rahula knew that he had lied to one of the other monks, one of the other students at the monastery. And he knew that the monks had told his dad about the lie. And because Rahula was a pretty smart kid himself, he figured that when his father, the Buddha, asked, "What is a mirror for?" there was probably some sort of lesson behind it. But Rahula still gave the obvious answer. A mirror is used for reflection. And the Buddha smiled and said, "Yes, my son. A mirror is for reflection. A mirror shows us ourselves, a picture of the person who is looking into it. And when we look at that picture, at that reflection, we can ask ourselves this question: is the person I see the person I want to be? Did Rahula want to be a person who told lies to the people in his community? Could he see how that lie hurt other people, hurt himself? And could he picture instead a boy who made the world a nicer place, made people happier? Could he see that boy in the mirror? Richard is going to put up here a picture for us. See here a picture? Shows the values that we Unitarians and Universalists decided together are important to us. The ideas that help us be better people to each other, to ourselves, to the animals and plants and the planet that we all share, where we all live. And you see how the words are all in kind of a circle? I should have gotten the picture of this. We've come up with a way to remember them called jet pig. There's a cute picture of a pig with a jetpack. Got all those words around it, but what's the one in the center? Love. Love is at the center of all of those ideas, all of those values. Love is at the heart. What does that mean? We're still figuring that out. I think we're always going to be figuring it out. But here's one thing that I think it means. I think it means we should keep asking ourselves every day, like we're looking in that mirror, ask ourselves a question. Do you love? Do you love? Do you want to do good, even though sometimes it is so hard to know what that is? Do you want to help make people happy and healthy? Or do you want to make people sad or scared or maybe get back at them for the things they did to you or to the people you care about? And I know that sounds mean. Why would the minister say something mean like that? Well, because sometimes we might. When we are hurt or angry or sad, when we are afraid, sometimes we want to make other people hurt or angry or sad or afraid. Remember Rita from the story? She was probably hurt and scared when Ralph hit her with that rock. I would be. So she ran away to her house, slammed the door, And when Ralph marched down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill to see her again, she didn't open the door to welcome her friend, to let him tell her that he felt awful. And maybe that was because she wanted him to feel sad and scared and afraid too. To feel bad. And he did feel bad. He was probably sad that he hurt his friend, scared that maybe she wouldn't talk to him, that she wouldn't be his best friend anymore. So when she didn't open the door, just like he was scared would happen, he yells, "I'm sorry," and didn't really sound like he meant it. And right then, maybe he didn't mean it. And he stomped off, angry and hurt and scared, down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill, and both friends kept feeling awful. Rita and Ralph. Now, they were kids. But kids out there doing your crafts, listening, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Grown-ups have these kinds of fights too. We hurt people. We say mean things. We treat other people really badly, and we have more than sticks and stones to do it. And when someone does it to us or to someone we care about, we get mad and we get scared and we get sad, just like Rita and Ralph. And then we want to get back at them, just like Rita and Ralph, stomping up and down those hills, back and forth. Everybody just keeping feeling awful. And we just sang together. Beautiful, by the way. I've never been up front with the round. Come whoever you are. Sounded great. You guys are awesome. Come whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Those are words from a very old poem or prayer. They are words about welcoming everybody, not giving in to despair. Now, despair, that's sadness, but it's more than just sadness. It is this deep, deep sadness, this hopelessness that things can never get better, that people can't be welcomed back, can't be better. A caravan, that's just a group of people traveling together. When Rumi discovered or wrote this prayer, it was people traveling in the desert together, safer together, better together, following the same path together. And this is a song that says when we travel that path together, we can hope that we can help each other be more loving, more caring, maybe throw fewer of those stones and maybe set that stake down. The version we sing, though, here, the version in our hymnal, leaves out some words that are really important. The words it leaves out are, "It doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times or more. Come, yet again, come." Now, vows, that's just a nice fancy word for promises. And we make promises to each other, to all the people we live with and live around, to the planet and the creatures who live here with us. We make those promises all the time. We don't say them out loud. We don't put them in writing in contracts. But we make them because we can't live together without promises. Now, the kids who are up here, all you kids back there working on cool crafts and whatever, you're smart. You're really smart. I've talked to some of you. But you still need teachers to teach you the things you don't know. So do we. We needed the kids to help teach us a song this morning. The food that we eat for breakfast or that's waiting for us downstairs, somebody had to grow that or make it. It's not going to be me. Maybe it's going to be Antonio. That would be great. I drove a car to get here. I don't know how a car works. I don't know how they come together. Somebody had to make that for me and pave the roads, and they have to plow the roads for me. I have no idea how water gets into the pipes in my house. Or electricity. It might as well be magic. The internet, Wi-Fi, it's magic through the air. I don't know. And I rely on all of that. All of those are kinds of promises. Keeping those promises that we will help each other, that at the very least we won't hurt each other, that is a kind of love. That is a way that we do love. Rumi's poem, that full poem, says that even when we break those promises, we can come back to each other. We shouldn't lose hope. Because sometimes we do break our promises. Right now, in this country, there are so many promises being broken. People are being attacked because of who they love, how they look, where they're from, what they believe, who they are in their own bodies. Or because they use they instead of he or she. And it makes a lot of us sad and angry and scared that maybe we can't live together. Like there's an option. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm scared. And in that anger and fear, sometimes, maybe more often than I care to admit, I want to lash out to make those other people, them, feel what I feel. Make them feel scared too. Slam the door on them. I want them to suffer the way I see them making other people suffer. And then I look in Rahula's mirror. And in those moments, I see a person I don't want to be.
Too stressful.
It is stressful. But it also makes me wonder, those people I'm so mad at, is this angry, mean, terrible person is that who they want to be? Has anyone asked them to look in the mirror? It makes me want to ask them, do you love? Does your faith, whatever that is in, do your relationships with people you know and care about make you think that love is important? Is what you are doing the love that you think matters? And keep asking. Or do you want to lash out? Do you want to hurt people? To cause pain and harm? Does that make you feel stronger and a little more in control in a world that feels out of your control? And I want to tell them, when I ask that second set of questions, Gods, I hope not. I hope that isn't the person you want to see in the mirror. And if for now that is the person you want to be, my prayer for you is that someday you look and you see the goodness and the love that is also in that face in the mirror. The way that goodness and love is stronger when it is connected with everything, with everyone around you. And when you do, when you see even just a glimmer of that love in your own reflection, when you are ready, come, yet again come. Come back to this caravan. Don't wait. The sooner the better. You don't have to wait till you have it all figured out, because I'm going to let you in on another little secret. It's not like everybody in the caravan is a bunch of saints. We're trying to follow the right path together, but everybody in this caravan has lost that path. Everybody has hurt someone, and we will again. Some of us have hurt a lot of people, sometimes badly. We have broken vows, and we will break them again 1,000 times or more. And we will need to hear those words we sang to light our chalice. Open the door, step right inside. Welcome to this place where love and hope will abide. Because sometimes we're the ones inside that door. And sometimes we're the ones standing outside just hoping to be welcomed in. Sometimes we need to find our way back. We need to know that there is a way back, that we can still be part of a place where love and hope abide. That when we screw up, when we hurt somebody by mistake or even on purpose, that maybe we can fix it. And if we can't fix it, because not everything can be fixed, we can at least learn not to do that again. And if we, beloveds, need that chance, need to hear those words, so does everyone else. Everyone else. Even the guy getting those postcards. That's what universalism means. That we say to the people who do bad things, you have done bad things. You hurt people. We know that is now part of who you are. We also know it isn't all of who you are. When you are ready and able to be sorry, to do what you can to make things better, the door is here. Just follow the path, up the hill. It's not quite as hard as you might think. Down the hill. I pray that you'll find the path has really been there all along, just waiting for you to see it. All of us have had to walk it at one time or another. Maybe, honestly, lots of times. But I'm not going to lie to you, that first step onto the path, it can be hard. To admit you did something wrong, that you hurt somebody, to say I was wrong. I've been a lawyer for 26 years. To say I'm sorry and really mean it. That's tough. It's scary. Embarrassing even. And to face that fear and embarrassment, to take that step, knowing we have broken our vows, that we have caused pain, that takes courage. It takes trust. But on the other side, it is also hard to be the ones who keep the path open, who are ready to open that door and welcome you in. To be ready when the person who hurt us, who broke their promises, comes to tell us they're sorry. It is hard to let them be sorry because we are hurt. That takes courage. It takes trust. And it makes us ask ourselves and each other, do you love? Do you love? May we find the right answer to that question. Blessed be. And now, there's been a guitar up here the whole time, which means it's going to get played. And you're all going to sing a song with me. Our closing hymn is a version of the Rumi poem that has all the words. This is a version by a group called the Love Keys. There are a number of these out there. This is the one I like because I learned it. The choir learned it with me this morning, so there's going to be help for y'all to sing it with me. We're going to sing this through a few times. Hey kids, you want to help make some noise? We've got shakers and things. Uh-oh. I may have made a promise I can't keep.
Shakers.
All right. go. I expect this to be a complete mess, which is awesome. So, all right, let's get some shakes going. That's a little fast, that's a little fast. All right, all right. I was starting with the punk rock song, but that's cool. Keep going. Come again, come again, come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, and come, whoever you are. This is the caravan of despair. Come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Give me a big shake. Our closing words come from those shared values that we adopted as Unitarian Universalists less than a year ago. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. But also, remember this, the last line from the Value on Transformation. We are never complete and never perfect. Go out, be blessedly imperfect. Well, speaking of imperfect, you may have noticed that there's still a chalice lit. So let us say the words to extinguish our chalice together. Somebody want to come put it out? And now I think if you want to stick around, you get to see Maria tell you about safety in the building.